Here we go. After getting the crown out of the mill, I usually mark and define the occlusal grooves a little bit more, just to get more definition in the occlusal anatomy. A little bit of fine pointed diamond burr. And this is what you get afterwards. Just wanna blow it dry, and this is the occlusal anatomy after redefining the occlusal grooves. Now we're going to stain and glaze. Okay, first of all, we're gonna fill the crown up with a little bit of firing paste. In this case, it's speed paste by Sirona Dentsply. Harvest has a very well same material. It's called Super Peg, and what I don't like is the object fix of Ivoclar. It really is too much hassle for me. So after filling it up, you don't need to fill it very much. This is enough just to fix the crown a little bit. We're gonna stain and glaze. First of all, I'm gonna apply the glaze. That's the first step we do. I don't like the spray glaze. I like to paint it on. It's easier to control. So first the glaze from top to bottom, so that we don't get any glaze inside of the crown. Thin. You don't want to put too much on it. This way we are sure that we don't get any glaze inside of the crown. In contrary to Emax, you don't have to fill the crown completely. Just to fix it a little bit is enough. The occlusal surface, you don't want to put too much glaze in there because you don't want to ruin the occlusal anatomy. Just a little bit here. And from the inside out, so that you don't are filling up the occlusal central surface. Those fissures are there to be later on. You want to paint them, so you don't want to put too much glaze in there. After filling it up, I'm going to spread it out with a dry brush to get all the glaze out of the central fissure. Here we go. Now we're ready. Now the crown is ready for the stain applications. First of all, a little bit of color 1, Ivoclar Crystal Shades color 1 on the cervical area. You just put a little bit in here. Universally, you don't have to put it on the lingual distal side. I usually do it because it's easy for me to spread it out afterwards, and I don't want to ruin my shade. So here we go, and then after we just spread it out, give them small strokes, gentle strokes. Don't do it too much. Here we go. Just a little bit more on the cervical area, and we're going to spread it out a little bit towards the incisal area to get some more warmth into the crown. It's an A2. We're gonna bring some color into the occlusal surface. And the same here, just spread it a little bit out, just out of the center, so that you don't have all the color in the center. That's it. Big problem with Emerald is that you don't see the colors really, because the crown is transparent when you're applying the colors. That's always a big problem. The I2 shade, the gray shade, is great for your occlusal outlines, so I'm going to put a little bit of gray in the outlines here to get some translucent illusion. And gray is very difficult to apply. If you apply it too much, you get a gray crown, so you have to be a little bit careful with it. And if you want a gray, you can apply more, just a little bit. On the vestibular side, not too much. Blue is very difficult, very dangerous. I usually put some blue just below the medial and distal crests. It'll give you a nice blue shine through on the medial and distal sides of the crown. If you look from the upside, you will see it shining through from the okay, here as well. If you want to put some blue on the vestibular side, you can do it very, very soft strokes. You don't want to see blue, you just have to imagine it. So if you put too much, you get a fantastic blue crown. You don't want to do that. After, just in the central fissure, mahogany. You see, I do everything with one brush. I don't use too much brushes. Can you see this? Spread it out thin. Here's where the preparation of your central fissure comes in. If you don't do this before, you get a very spread out mahogany point. You don't want to do that. If there's too much, you see what happens? So I have to take it out. There we are. So if you have too much, just take it out. Don't leave it in, because afterwards you have a very, very dark spot in there, and patients don't like that. To get some occlusal depth, what I use is the creme or cream on the occlusal cusp slopes. That way, with cream you can't overdo it really. It's very difficult to get too much in there. White is difficult, but cream is very, very nice to use. So you get some soft white spots in there, and it really creates more depth in your restorations. If you want to get some hairline cracks, you can do that with mahogany as well. I'm gonna put some here. Don't put too much in there. And then you can put some white next to it. White. to get the illusion of vertical enamel crazes, craze lines. Don't overdo it. You'll be sorry if you do too much of this. This is very difficult. Okay, this is it. This is what we usually do. I don't do anything else. If you wanna, can you see everything here? You can see the vertical crack line, the craze, the incisal craze, the enamel craze here. You see some blue shining through here. We did too much blue here. I'm going to take off a little bit. So this is better. You don't want to do too much blue. The other one is better here. You see some blue just here. You can see it. You want to see it really. You don't want to see it on the buccal aspect. You want to see it only on the mesial and distal aspect of the crown, because that gives you the real shine through. And after doing this, we're gonna put the crown in the oven. So I'm gonna put it on a pack. My program is an HT program here. What I did is very important to know. You can look at the screen here. I lowered my crystallization temperature to 805 degrees and a holding time of 10 instead of 15 minutes, because the HT with the normal aspect is too opaque for me. I wanted to do it like this, so we're going to start it in 805 degrees and 10-minute holding time, crystallization time. And it's a cycle of 25 minutes instead of the 30 minutes we usually have. It's a little bit faster as well, but you get a really nice crown. You will see it when you get out of the oven. Okay, after 25 minutes and 5 minutes cooling down, 30 minutes, the crown comes out of the oven and looks like this. So this crown was not for an actual patient, but this was done on a 3D printed model. We're going to show you the fit and the aspect of the crown on the model. Always a bit difficult to do this one with one hand and the other hand recording. Here you got the aspect. And let's see if I can get, you see the occlusal staining, you see the aspect of the crown on the model, and I'm gonna try to zoom in on the marginal fit, which is really impressive. Here we are. You can see how well this material fits, and what's really impressive is there's no chipping on the margin. It's something I always liked about Emmermill and still do. Okay, so I hope you liked the video.